I just watched the Afro-Cuban woman share that she went to a client's house to bring them their loan contract because that client needs a loan to buy a home, and they didn't receive her well. They basically said, we don't want you to bring us the contract. Okay, let me tell you, here in Florida, the way these Euro white passing Latinos treat Afro Latinos is absurd. You could be speaking to them in Spanish, perfect Spanish, and they'll speak back to you in broken English, like they don't understand anything you said to them. The way they love to throw that N-word around when they think you're an African American person, and even when they don't know, and you're not trying to share with them that you're not African American. And there has been many instances in my life where I'm not going to tell them I'm Afro Latino because I want to see exactly what they think about people of color, especially Black people. They will still treat you with disdain. I'm talking about you walking into their establishments or parking by their establishments, the dirty looks. I'm telling you, Euro white passing Latinos are no better than the people in America. And in their own countries, they are being told, do not mix with the Afro-Latin population. Get with white so your race improves. Yeah. So you got to be very careful with these Latinos because you don't know. You don't know with them. You don't know. Unless you fit a certain phenotype, they're not going to be kind to you. And even when you do fit the safe looking Afro-Latino look, they still treat you like you're the bottom of the barrel.
So first I want to say thank you for the love y'all been showing my page. Thank you. But let me elaborate on some things, some comments I read. So number one, I've been doing low closing since maybe 2004 or 5 when they used to pay real money. Now they don't pay real money. I seen another comment that was like, oh, this kind of stuff can't be happening to you. You got to be making this up. Your experience and my experience in life gonna be totally different. I probably have lived longer than you. And I'm for sure probably have lived a different life than you. Number one, I live in the hood. I've seen dead bodies on the sidewalk. So you don't know my life. So I don't need to make up nothing. Somebody else said that I must be just don't like Spanish people because I mentioned mulattoes. And what I said about mulattoes was the guy came to the door and I was like, he wasn't even white. So for him to be surprised that I was a Black Cuban, that he was mulatto, was surprising because somewhere down the line, he got some black in him. Now, let me talk about the situation with the lady. Why I have, since y'all don't like for me to say Spanish fatigue, Hispanic fatigue. That's what we're gonna name it. Number one, as a loan closing agent, you have to call the person prior to going to their house. So I called her the day before and let her know I was coming. Did she see me? No, she talked to me on the phone in Spanish. When I got to her house and rung her doorbell, she didn't say nothing. She said, ¿Por qué tú estás en mi casa? Soon as she seen me, it wasn't nothing about I could speak Spanish or couldn't Spanish. That lady seen the color of my skin, and that's what she got upset about. That's why she said, oh, I'm not signing no papers with you. Not because I didn't speak Spanish to her, because me and her had talked the day before. She knew I was coming. But when I got there, of course, over the phone, she didn't know because I was talking to her in Spanish. So, of course, over the phone, she didn't know I was black. But when I arrived to her house, when I rung her doorbell, she said, ¿Por qué tú estás en mi casa? ¿Qué tú quieres? Not hello, how are you? You know, you need, what are you here for? No. When I said, oh, I'm here to sign your paper. Yo estoy aquí para firmar los papeles. That's why I took the papers out the bag. And I've been a loan closing agent since 2004. Not ever have I ever seen a bank send papers, documents in Spanish. Ever. They never. And my title company that I work for, they call me when they need a Spanish notary. Me. In my area, for sure. I am probably the only one in my area that they call for that. So I've done thousands of closings for Spanish people because I speak fluent Spanish. I am Cuban. I am not American that learned Spanish. No, I am Cuban. My parents are Cuban. So all that other stuff, all that, what y'all talking about, I wasn't rude to her. I was rude. No, she was rude to me, because who come to your house and the first thing you say, why are you at my house? What do you want? Somebody ring my ring doorbell, I say, hello, can I help you? No, she didn't do that. She said, ¿Qué tú quieres? ¿Por qué tú estás en mi casa? Why are you here? Why are you at my house? And then the another thing was, nobody said nothing about, she said she was gonna call the police. And what you was gonna call the police for? What? You don't have a reason to call the police. I'm here from the bank. The bank sent me to do your closing because you said you needed a Spanish notary. Now, what you could have done was said, make sure she's white. That's what the problem was. The problem wasn't because I didn't speak Spanish to her. The problem was because I was black. Y'all be in them comments. Y'all, like I said, y'all don't live my life. Y'all don't know. I know what I've been through. I know what my mom has been through as a black Cuban in this country. 70 years. 70 years she been here. She told me a story that at Shorty's Barbecue, that's on US 1 in Dadeland, when she first came to this country, she went to eat there. And they didn't care she spoke Spanish. They saw the color of her skin. They told her, honey, you got to go through the back door. She said, not me. Yo no voy a entrar por la... No, yo, entrar por la... No. She said she never went back to that restaurant again. She don't care how good they say the food is. She would never step foot back in there because they told her she had to use that back door. Y'all don't know. I don't got to make up nothing. I don't. But that lady, she tried it. And she was rude to me first. Because you don't answer your door like that. You say, yes, can I help you? Not, oh, why are you at my house? That's what she said. And she was going to call the police on me if I didn't leave her house. But I came to do you a service. You ain't did nothing. I still got paid. It don't matter. Thank you.
I trust you have seen the video we just watched. Today we'll be analyzing a whole lot of issues, especially the issue about racial equality and divides across borders, across territories, across regions, especially among the Black and American and the Latino society. You know, it became very, very, very pronounced and conspicuous in this last election that was held in the US, especially when the Black community felt betrayed by the Latinos. And so they got, trumped out of the United States. And at a point in time, they began to call for the Black people and began to apologize, some, not all, over the way they had treated them in regards to the election. But after that tug of war, so to say, the issue has lingered on. The silent discrimination, even among Black Latinos. So there is a segregation that is going on, and the Black folks, whether Black Americans or Black Latinos, are saying, see, we've had enough and we're not going to take this anymore, and we're sending out a warning to you, just like what is happening in the recent business boycotts, where the Black community decided to do what we call wealth transfer and diversify this money into the Black community. You can imagine the Black community generates close to $300 billion annually, and this money is invested in communities that are not necessarily Black communities. And now the Black community is reacting, and the Latinos, the white folks, are shocked, because for a long time they have been quiet. They have borne the brunt of this subjugation and insult and dehumanization. And so we're looking at the concept and the videos that have been shared in this content. Credits to the original content creator. We'll come back and give you a fun analysis. And I want to say to you that there's a limit to what an individual can take or a people can bear. And when they hit the ground, there's no other place to go but to go up. All right.
They got black fatigue. I got white Spanish fatigue.
I've seen a lot of people talking about this video. It's been flying all over my radar. Okay. I'm Latina. I'm Costa Rican. And according to my DNA test, I'm very starkly 50-50. I'm like very starkly mixed, like 50 indigenous, 50 European, right? In many ways, like I am what the Spaniards wanted to make when they mixed with the indigenous people. As I've mentioned before, the Spanish and the Portuguese purposely mixed with indigenous peoples in order to create a new race of people that would be loyal to the Spanish crown. Now, I want to get into the experience of this woman. Listen, I will be the first person to tell you that Latin America is extremely colorist. Latinos can be very racist, and that comes from their own issues with their own mixed blood, right? Because, like I said to you, the Spanish and Portuguese did, mixed on purpose in order to, again, create people with an identity crisis, right? And so Latinos have a serious identity crisis because for some reason, there are many members of our community who still want to view themselves as European, right? Like that's what they want. They want an affiliation, association with whiteness. They want to be viewed as white. They want to be seen as European. Like they want to cling on to that Europeanness as much as they can. Now, Latin America is an extremely diverse place, okay? Especially the Caribbean, right? So from the accent I'm hearing from this woman, yo sé que ella es cubana.
Welcome back, guys. It's very important that we start telling ourselves the truth because this subject that we are sharing today is very, very crucial. Yesterday, I bumped into some group of videos that had to do with Argentines, and there was a commentary that was done by a black Nigerian who was critically attacked because of his perspective of how the Argentines behaved. And I did my research and I was surprised to find out that there was a restaurant that was named after the word N. It was called Black, you know what I say, burgers. And they didn't just stop there. They went ahead to make these burgers black in color. And so I was like wondering, what was this guy's thinking? Why put that out there? And they will play a whole lot of music and all that. And just like the lady said, the process of infiltration, trying to water down this color so that you now have an issue of color identity, where they systematically eliminated the black communities through plagues, through poor healthcare services, through poor infrastructural development. Gradually they systematically did that over a period of time, and now these mindsets have been handed over to the next generation and they have brought it into the Americans and trying to exact that. And so it's important that we should be careful how we tread and how we propagate and how we fuel these trends, because these trends are systematic in the destruction and the elimination of a people. And so credit to the content creators. I want to know what your thoughts are. You just run into this channel, I want you to hit that notification button, hit that subscription button to encourage your brother as we bring out fresh and more excited content. So we'll see you in the next video. I want to know what your thoughts, your opinions are in the comment section.